Aloha. Welcome to Breath and Flow Yoga. My name is Katie, and this here is Bradley. We'll be leading you through your flow today, and we'll be working on our inner hips as well as inside of our shoulder blades. So to begin, grab a comfortable seat. So if you'd like to grab a pillow or something like that, go ahead and grab that now. All you'll need for practice though is your mat and a good attitude for our practice today. So let's begin. And just come to a comfortable seated position. So if that's on your pillow or on your mat, cross-legged, half lotus or full lotus, or even just sitting back on your heels, whatever is most comfortable for you, find that space and just close your eyes. So as you settle in here, just begin to take a first mental scan of the body. Notice how you are this morning. So maybe start in the hips and just kind of feel into the hips down on the earth. Begin to feel in towards the tailbone as you press down in towards your mat. So you just feel that nice grounding sensation through the hips. Feel your low belly pull towards your spine. As you begin to lift through your heart, so let's just take some nice shoulder circles to loosen up that heart space. So let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. And then open down your back. Circle it around, maybe switch to up towards your ears, forward and down. Switching directions of your circles with the shoulders. And then begin to make your way back so that you pull your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back, opening your chest forward. Let your chin stay parallel with the mat. And begin to reach up through the crown of your head, soften through your face. So let's dive a little bit deeper and just notice if there's any excess chit-chat going on in the brain, in the mind. Take a moment here to just allow that excess chit-chat to dissipate out. And allow this next hour to be about clearing the mind, moving with your breath, and opening through the body. So let's begin our deep inhales in through the nose. Let your belly expand with your first breath in. And let's exhale out the mouth, audibly out. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale deep in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale out the mouth, audibly let it go. 1 more just like that. Big breath in through the nose, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Drink your breath all the way in. Let it go completely. So begin your breath in and out equally through the nose now. Begin that gentle constriction in the back of your throat, your ujjayi breathing, victorious breath. So with every inhale in through the nose, your belly will fill with your breath. And every exhale, that breath smoothly releases out just as evenly as it came in. Deep breath in through the nose, let your belly expand. And exhale out through the nose, belly retracts back towards the spine. So continue your breathing in and out through your nose and the nose only. Deepening the breath with every inhale and deepening your exhales to match. As you take your next inhale, begin to reach your arms up towards the sky. Keep your eyes closed as you reach your arms up. And as you exhale, face your palms down as if you're pressing down towards the earth, all the way down towards the midline, down towards your hips. With your inhale breath, reach your arms back up to the sky. Flow with your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, feel that grounding energy. Press down, palms down, lower down with the arms. Inhale, fill the breath, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, palms down, press down, feel that grounding energy. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, press down through the palms, just feel that weight. Press it down, feel down through the hips. Good, inhale, reach up high, fill. And exhale, all the way down with those palms. Move at your own pace, about 2 more rounds. Just feel the breath with your movement. So as your arms rise up, you'll feel that fullness, that energy rising up. Fill the lungs. And as you exhale with your palms facing down, imagine that nice grounding breath all the way down towards the earth, settling in, releasing. Good. Big breath in, fill with prana, life force energy. And your exhale, apana, the grounding energy, downward force, soothing, secure. Good. 1 more round just like that. Inhale. And feel that apana grounding energy down as you exhale out. Let's let our palms rest down on the thighs. Come to equal breath in and out through the nose. Take a moment here to pause and reflect. And set an intention for your practice. That might be a dedication to someone or something other than yourself, or maybe it's why you are on the mat today. Good. Let's begin to flutter our eyelids open as you inhale. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Look up high. Now as you exhale, twist to the right. Take your left hand down on your right knee, your right hand down behind you. As you twist open, roll your right shoulder back. Sit up tall. Good. Inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky. Look up, create length. Exhale, twist to the left. Left hand down on the earth, right hand to the top of your left knee. Look out past your left shoulder. Sit up tall. Inhale, both arms rise back to the sky. Look up high. Now as you exhale, swing your arms down. Take your left arm under the right. Eagle arms. Let your forearms come up. Palms might touch as you lift your elbows. Look up, big breath in. And exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Look up, create length. Exhale, let's twist to the right. Right hand down on the earth, left hand to the top of your right knee. As you twist open, look out past your right shoulder. Inhale, back through center, arms rise to the sky. Reach up, look up high. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand to the top of your left knee as you twist open towards the back. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Now switch the direction of your arms for your eagle arms. Right arm swoops under your left. Elbows rest in the crooks. And then let your forearms come up high. Lift through your elbows. Big breath in, look up. And exhale, let your palms release down onto your thighs. Let's shift forward, uncross the legs. You can remove your pillow or your blanket if you are sitting on one. And we'll all meet in child's pose. So toes touch, knees open out a bit wider as you press your hips back towards your heels and reach your arms out long in front of you. Relax your head and neck down. So begin to feel your chest melt towards the earth. Let your arms stretch out long in front of you as your hips press back towards your heels. So remember, child's pose is always available to you at any point during the class. If there's any pose that does not feel right for you and you would like to come into child's pose, that is a great option. So let's continue our breathing in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, begin to slowly rise up just halfway. So halfway rise up, tense your fingers. Let your left hand slide underneath your right arm as you extend your right arm forward and bow towards that left shoulder. So you should feel a nice stretch through that left shoulder blade all the way into the front of that left shoulder. Try to relax the head and neck over the left bicep. Good, let's inhale, lift up slightly, so crawl that right hand back gently and switch sides. So your left hand will come down, right arm underneath the left. So thread the needle, let that left arm slide forward as you slide your right arm out to the left. Feel a nice stretch through the right side of your shoulder, through that right shoulder blade. Hips press back evenly, so you're still stretching into the hips and into the low back. Deep breath here. Try to let your chin come up and over that right bicep. Good. Now as you inhale, come right back up. Begin to take your knees together, shift forward into tabletop pose. So your shoulders are right over your wrists, hips over your knees. Take an inhale, lift your heart towards the sky, tilt your tailbone up high, look up. And as you exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin, arch through your spine. So you're really puffing up through the upper back. Big breath in, shoulders back, tailbone high, look up to the sky. Exhale, curl back up and in, undulate through the spine. Move with your breath. So inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high, cow pose. Exhale, curl up and in, cat pose. Warm through each vertebrae. Take about 2 more rounds with your breath. So let your inhale breath lead your heart forward through cow. And your exhale breath through cat as you pull up and in through the belly. Good, last round, shoulders back, tailbone high. Exhale, curl back up and in, tuck your chin. Let's come back through a neutral spine. Pause here. Ground down through your palms. Tuck your toes behind you and begin to press your hips back towards your heels. Begin to lengthen through your low back. Gaze between your thumbs. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, begin to lift your hips all the way up to the sky through downward facing dog. Let your hands stay shoulders width distance, feet hips width. And as you come into your first downward dog, pedal your feet side to side. Shake your head out, yes and no. Begin to work into the body. Notice if there's any extra stiffness, and if there is, maybe you just roll onto your toes or your ankles. Breathe into those areas. Circle it out. Once you settle into your downward dog, hands are shoulders width, fingers spread wide, middle and index finger point forward towards the top of your mat. Feet are about 6 to 8 inches apart, hips width distance. Hips are the highest point on your mat as you let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Pull your belly in as your heart presses towards your thighs. Take a big breath in here. And an exhale out. Now as you inhale, lift up onto your tippy toes, lift through the heels. Look forward to the top of your mat. And begin to tiptoe your feet, baby steps, all the way up until your feet come between your wrists at the top of your mat. Let your knees bend deeply. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, ragdoll arms. Relax your head and neck in that window that you just created with your arms. And a gentle sway here might arise side to side. Feel the hamstrings opening. Feel the shoulders release, head and neck dangles between the biceps. Maybe even shake it out, yes and no. Circle it, stretch it out. And just begin to feel heavy through the spine here, allowing the backs of the legs to naturally elongate while the low back decompresses. One more big breath here. And then release those hands down to the earth. Take an inhale to lengthen up, halfway lift. So your fingers will graze your shins. Heart presses down towards the earth as your shoulders peel back. Exhale, forward fold back towards your shins. Now with a flat spine, ground through your feet. Take an inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up and overhead. Reach up long, look up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take your right arm down by your side. Reach over to the right, arch through that left side. Inhale, reach up to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Roll your right shoulder back, look up. Inhale, both arms rise up to the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows, baby back bend, lift through your heart. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold all the way down to the legs. Big breath in, lengthen halfway up, lift. And as you exhale, plant your palms down. Step your feet back into high plank pose. As you are in your high plank pose, shoulders are right over your wrists. Tuck your tailbone slightly, engage your core. Big breath in here. And as you exhale, let's lower the knees to the earth. Walk your hands forward. Melt your chest down towards the earth for puppy dog pose. Let your heart really press down as you gaze forward, shoulders peeled down and away from the ears. Inhale, shift forward onto your forearms. Slide your knees back for Sphinx pose. So your elbows will be just slightly in front of your shoulders as you create traction through your forearms. Lift through your heart, shoulders are down and away from your ears. Exhale, lower down. Listen closely. Let's take our right forearm all the way out like a goalpost to the right. Left hand comes right underneath our left shoulder. Begin to press into the left hand as you roll gently towards that right shoulder. Take your left toes to the other side of your right hip. So you should feel a deep stretch on that right pectoral muscle. Staying here for just a breath. Inhale in. And exhale, let's come back through center, switch sides. So your right hand will come right under your right shoulder. Left forearm comes out to the left in like a goalpost fashion. So the palm is facing down. Press into your right hand and begin to roll onto that left shoulder. Begin to bend your right knee and take your right toes to just tap behind you. So you should feel this deep in that left pectoral muscle. Keep your head and neck supported, lifted up. Good. You should feel this deep. Let's take one more breath. And to make your way back through center onto your belly. Tense your hands to the outside of your mat. Inhale, let's begin to circle it out through a free-flowing cobra. So just feel those shoulders open up, maybe even twist side to side. You should feel this nice in those shoulder blades all the way up through the head and neck and chest. Maybe even turn your chin towards one side and then the other. Maybe even bend a knee and the opposite knee to get through those thighs, opening up through the quads. Good, let's lower down through center, hands right under your shoulders. Elbows point back, take an inhale, lift your heart, baby cobra. Press your heart forward, exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels, downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath in and a full round of breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step your feet up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift, flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach your arms up and overhead, mountain pose. Look up, create length. Exhale, right arm down by your side. Reach over to the right. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Reach over to the left. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop your head back, lift through your heart. Inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bow in. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, puppy dog pose, lower your knees, walk your hands forward, melt your heart down towards the earth. Let your chest melt down, tilt your tailbone high. Inhale, shift forward, Sphinx pose. Let your heart pull forward, lift through your chest. And as you exhale, lower your heart. Take your right forearm out, 90-degree bend, left hand under the left shoulder, and just gently roll towards that right shoulder. Tap your left toes to the earth. And let's roll back through center. Right hand under the shoulder, left arm out in that goal post. Press to open into that left side. Tap your right toes to the earth. And then come back through center. Tent your hands to the outside of your mat. Inhale, free flowing cobra. Open up, circle it out. Let it feel good. And exhale, lower your heart. Hands right under your shoulders. Inhale, lift through your chest. Elbows point back, heart forward. Exhale, lower your heart. Tuck your toes, hips to your heels. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now take a big breath in here. Feel your hips rise high. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, listen closely. Take your feet to the outsides of your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up so your fingertips might graze your shins or the earth. Now as you exhale, begin to press your knees out, lower your hips, hands come to heart center, Malasana squat, yogi squat. So press your hips down and be sure your heels are down on the mat. So if they're way lifted up high, walk your feet out a little bit wider and let your toes turn out more. Feel a lift through your heart as your shoulders draw back. Good. Feel length through your spine, crown of the head towards the sky. Feel a pull down towards the tailbone. Take one more breath in. Now as you exhale, take your hands to the earth. Turn your toes in and your heels out as you lift your hips towards the sky. Relax your head and neck down. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Now as you exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back, high plank pose. Take one big breath in. Now as you exhale, knees to the earth, walk your hands forward, melt your heart down, puppy dog pose. Inhale, shift onto your forearms, slide your knees back, pull your heart through, Sphinx pose. Lower your chest. Right forearm out in a 90-degree bend, left hand under your shoulder, roll onto that right shoulder, tap your left toes down, twist. Slowly come back through center, switch sides, right hand down, left arm out in that goal post. Press down into your right hand to roll onto your left shoulder, right toes just tap the earth. And then slowly come back onto your belly. Tent your hands, inhale, free flowing cobra. Circle it out side to side. And on your next exhale, begin to lower your chest down, hands under your shoulders. Take a big breath in, cobra pose. Then as you exhale, tuck your toes, hips to heels. Lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. So we're going to begin to flow in a mandala, meaning that we're going to circle around the mat with our breath and our movement. So just listen closely to the instruction. You can also take a look up at your screen and see what it looks like. But let's begin to flow and inhale our right leg to the sky first. So inhale, right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Just begin to feel a nice opening through that inner thigh as you reach your right knee high. Big breath in. As you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. place your right foot to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, windmill open into warrior two. So as you come into your warrior two, let's set that foundation. Bend deep into your front knee. Let that right knee open out to the right. So you should feel a deep opening in your inner thigh and in your hips. Get low in the legs. Inhale, lift up just slightly. Exhale, sink in. Now on your next inhale, begin to turn your left toes to the back of your mat. Turn both heels in towards each other, coming into horse pose. Right arm wraps under the left for eagle arms. Lift through your elbows. Sink low in those hips, knees open out wide. Good. Another option is to always grab a hold of opposite shoulders as well, giving yourself a bear hug. Good. Now as you inhale, lift up slightly, release your arms, turn to the back of your mat, warrior two, face the back of your mat. So your left knee is bending. Ground through that right heel at the back. Bend through your left knee, relax through the shoulders. Let's take an inhale to lift up just slightly. And an exhale, sink in. One more breath in. Now as you exhale, listen, let's windmill the hands down to the earth, to the back of your mat. Spin onto your back toes. Send your left foot back to meet the right, high plank pose. Inhale in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Keep those elbows in tight. Inhale, lift your heart, upward facing dog, thighs lift, lengthen your arms, lift your heart. Exhale, roll back through your toes, downward facing dog. Beautiful. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the right side again. So we'll end up at the top of the mat. Inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, open, warrior two. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, turn both toes out, so heels turn in. Right arm under the left, eagle arms, lift those arms high. Inhale. Exhale, open warrior two to the front of your mat. So bend your left knee, lengthen your right leg. Inhale in and exhale out. Good, one more breath in. Now as you exhale, let's windmill those hands down to the mat. Send your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your heart towards your thighs, hips to the sky. Good, so now we're gonna move through that left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Feel that nice opening through the hip as you ground through your palms. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Spin onto the back heel. Inhale, warrior two. Relax the shoulders, get low. Exhale, sink in. Next inhale, turn the toes out, heels in, left arm under the right, eagle arms. Inhale, lift through those elbows. Exhale, open back out. Bend your right knee, lengthen your left leg. Look to the back of your mat, warrior two. Inhale in. And exhale, release. One more breath. As you exhale, windmill those hands down to the earth. Send your right foot back to meet the left, high plank pose. Inhale in. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move on to that left side again. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise, warrior two, open out. Exhale, sink low. Inhale, heels towards one another, left arm under the right, eagle arms, lift those elbows up high, look up. Exhale, sink low as you open back up. Warrior two to the top of your mat. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale. And exhale, windmill those hands down to the earth. Right foot sends back to meet the left. High plank pose, inhaling. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Good, so now let's press those hips high to the sky. And as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, listen, take your feet to the outsides of your hands at the top of your mat. Toes out, heels in. Begin to lower your hips down between your heels, knees open out wide, hands come to heart center. You can even rock side to side and kind of work into your ankles a little bit more. Use those elbows to press your knees away as you lift through your heart. Sink your hips low. Deep breath in. Now as you exhale, hands to the earth, toes in, heels out, fold forward, wide-legged forward folds. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Now as you exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into high plank pose. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna lower all the way down onto our belly. So take your time, maybe even to the count of 5. Slow, 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 all the way down to the ground. Once your belly's on the ground, untuck your toes. Take your right arm straight out to the right this time. Palm faces down. So you want your palm down on the earth. As you press down, left hand is right underneath your left shoulder. Press onto your right shoulder. Again, bend your left leg. Take your left foot to the mat or the earth behind you. You can stay right here. If you want more in that shoulder, you can always take your left arm to the sky and then reach behind your back. Maybe eventually it will find your right hand beneath you. If not, you're just reaching back and getting more of a stretch through the chest. Wherever you are, keep your head and neck elevated. Keep length through your spine. One more breath. And then take your time, come back onto your belly. Left hand on the earth, right hand right underneath your right shoulder. Left arm out to the left. And again, begin to press into that left shoulder as you press down. Right knee bends, take your right foot to the earth. So you can stay right here. Keep your head and neck elevated. Keep your left palm facing down. Maybe your right arm reaches up to the sky and you reach behind your back to find your left hand eventually. If you do, interlace your fingers, but keep your left palm facing down. You might just be reaching back and feeling a nice deep stretch in the front of the heart through the shoulders. One more breath here. Keep that head and neck elevated. And then take your right arm back up to the sky. Lower your right palm down. Come onto your belly. Now let's take our hands, tent them to the outside of the mat. Let's lift up high as you circle through your free flowing cobra. Maybe even bend both knees. Lift through the heart, sway side to side. Circle it out. And we'll lower back through center. Now extend your left arm straight forward. Palm faces down. Right arm slides right underneath the left. In a bit more deeper pose than the one that we came to in the beginning of class. So when you extend your left arm forward, reach your right arm out to the left even more. So you're really crossing those arms. Tuck your toes and begin to shift up and over that right bicep. So you should feel an even deeper stretch. Feel the weight of the heart down towards that right shoulder. So you really feel a nice stretch through that right shoulder blade. Take a few breaths here. Good, now let's switch sides. Just gently rise up. Take your right arm, extend it straight forward. Left arm underneath the right. So you want your hands to crawl away from each other. Left hand will reach to the right, right arm will reach forward as you tuck your toes, shift up and over that left shoulder. Make sure your right shoulder is dropping down in line with the left so you really feel a nice stretch through that left shoulder blade and the left shoulder. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more big inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's take our time. Come out of this pose slowly. You can even tent your hands and kind of circle the shoulders side to side to get some blood flow back into those shoulder sockets if that feels good. And then we'll make our way back through center. Hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes, press your hips back towards your heels. Pause here. Child's pose. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale, shift forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, extend your right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, stack your hips open. As you exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest, place your right foot to the top of your mat, windmill open. Inhale, warrior two. Relax through your shoulders. Extend your arms out long in opposite directions. Inhale, turn your right palm to the sky. Reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Now as you exhale, take your right forearm to the top of your right thigh. Left arm extends all the way forward, over through the crown of your head. So that right forearm is lifting your heart so that you can expand open, but still get deep in your hips. Good. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Lengthen your right leg. Reach your right arm forward. Press your hips back, create length. Right hand comes down to your right shin. Left arm to the sky. Stack your hips and stack your shoulders. Triangle pose. Inhale, extend your left arm over the crown of your head. Extended triangle pose. Feel length all the way through that left side. Good. Inhale, straight-legged warrior two. Come all the way up. Hands to your hips. Turn your toes in, heels out. Lift through your heart. Look up to the sky. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, swan dive forward. Heart leads towards the earth. Hands come to the outer blades of your feet. Maybe they crawl through. You can even grab a hold of opposite elbows if the earth is just a little far away today. Wherever you are, you're focusing on lengthening your spine, relaxing your head and neck, maybe even shake it out here. Feel your hips rise high. One more big breath in and big breath out. Inhale, lengthen up, halfway lift. Turn your right toes forward, begin to crawl your hands to the top of your mat, spin onto your back toes, lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky for low lunge. Slight tuck of your tailbone, lift through your heart, look up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Lengthen your right leg, flex your right foot, fold towards your right shin. Keep your hips square, half splits. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And exhale, maybe crawl in a little bit deeper towards that right leg. One more breath. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale, shift forward. Heel toe your right foot out. Turn your right toes out. Take your left hand down. Tuck your back toes, lift through your back knee. Inhale, reach your right arm forward, up to the sky. and all the way back behind you as you turn onto the outer blade of your back foot. Open your arm out. We like to call this rainbow warrior here in Hawaii. Let your heart open out, let your right knee open out to the right. And slowly create that nice rainbow with your right arm all the way back down to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, send your right foot back to meet the left. High plank pose, inhale. And exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, look up to the sky. Exhale, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Good. Let's move on to that left side. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your hips open. As you exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, windmill open, warrior two. So let your hips expand open. Let your arms reach out long in opposite directions. Turn your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. Lengthen through that left side. Exhale, extend your left arm forward. Stay in those warrior two legs. Left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Right arm extends out, long in front of you. Roll your right shoulder back so your right bicep is by your right ear. Left forearm is lifting your heart, so you're still expanding through the chest, but opening your hips out wide. Good. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Lengthen your left leg. Press your hips back, reach forward, create length. Take your left hand down to the shin, or your thigh, or even the earth. Right arm to the sky, triangle pose. Now inhale, extend your right arm over the crown of your head for extended triangle pose. Roll your right shoulder back, pull your lower ribs in. Feel length all the way down that right side waist, all the way down to your right foot beneath you. Good, now keep your legs long. Inhale, rise up, straight legs. Hands to your hips, toes in, heels out. Lift through your heart. And on this side, exhale, soften your knees, just come halfway down. Grab a hold of your mat, step your feet back, and you're gonna fold your mat lengthwise like so. You can even take a blanket if you had one from earlier. And you're gonna place your knees on your mat for frog pose. So in frog pose, you wanna make sure both legs are in a 90-degree bend. So your ankles are straight down from your knees. Your knees are straight towards your hips. Let your heart lift up, and you can stay right here. This might be your frog pose today. Really deep in those hips. If you want more, you can begin to bend your elbows. And maybe you come onto your forearms, releasing your chest closer towards the earth. Eventually, you're laying down on the mat, knees opening out wider, arms can extend out long. Wherever you are, your hips are melting towards the earth. Keep your feet flexed. Keep those knees in line with the hips. So sometimes we kind of pull forward to come out of the pose. We want to keep those hips in line with the knees. So press them back so they're in line. Yes, you'll feel the stretch more. And that's why we're here. Deep breath. Two more breaths. Let your last breath be the depth of your pose. So maybe you come down onto your belly or forearms for this last exhale. Take your time. Begin to walk your hands up. Tuck your toes behind you and just send your hips to the sky into a wide-legged downward dog. Lift them high and just unravel your mat. Take it back to normal. Tiptoe to the center of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And exhale, fold in. Begin to walk your hands over towards your left foot. Turn your left toes forward. Spin onto your back knee. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky for low lunge. Lift through your heart, sink your hips low, look up. Exhale, hands to the earth, shift your hips back, half splits. Flex that left foot. Take an inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. And as you exhale, maybe you crawl forward, getting deeper in towards that leg. Relax your head and neck, square your hips off. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Come to your degree in your half splits. So you might have blocks, you might have your hands on your hips. Remember, this is your practice. Good. Inhale, lift up, shift forward. Heel toe your left foot off the mat slightly. So turn your left toes out, open your knee out. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Right hand down on the earth. Left arm extends forward. And then open your left arm up towards the sky. Make a big arching rainbow as you spin onto the back heel. Turn your left toes out, open out, roll your left shoulder back, rainbow warrior. Lift those hips, look out past that left thumb. Feel a nice expansion through the heart. Big inhale in. Good, and exhale. Let's take that arching rainbow all the way back. Left hand to the earth. Send your left foot all the way back to meet your right. High plank pose, big breath in. And exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog, hips high to the sky. Full breath in. And full breath out. Good, let's feel our hips rise to the sky. Inhale, right leg high. And exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. We're gonna come right into pigeon pose. So let your right knee slide behind your right wrist. Left leg reaches straight back as you even your hips out towards your floor and down towards the mat. So square your hips forward, shoulders square forward. Your right heel is close towards your left hip. Hands by your sides. Take an inhale, lift through your heart, shoulders back, open your heart, and exhale. Maybe you begin to bow forward, lowering down towards the earth. And let your hips square off. Shoulders relax down your back. Feel a nice length through the outer right hip. And as always, if something doesn't feel right through your right knee or anything at all, come onto your back for another variation called thread the needle or reclined pigeon. If you're in traditional pigeon, take a breath in through the nose. And exhale out. Let your hips sink in low to the earth. Steady breath. Good. Next breath in. Inhale, rise up. Slowly take your time. Tuck your back toes. Right leg reaches all the way up to the sky through three-legged dog. Open your hip out. Take some nice hip circles here. Circle that right knee out. Get some blood flow back into that hip. And then lower that right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack open. Exhale, slide that left knee right behind your left wrist. Set up for pigeon pose on the opposite side. So you want to extend that right leg back, square your hips off. Your left heel is pretty much touching that right inner hip area. Square your hips forward. Take a breath in, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come down, maybe onto your forearms. Maybe all the way onto the earth. Let your heart melt down. Close your eyes here. Deep breath. And as always, if you need, come onto your back for thread the needle, only if something doesn't feel right through that left knee. Always pay attention to your body as you flow through any kind of movement. Stay aware with your intention, with your breath. Let's take one more full round of breath here. Come to the depth of your pose. And as you take your next inhale, gently begin to rise up. Slowly make your way up. Tuck your right toes. Left leg to the sky. Reach it up high. Circle it out. Get the blood flow back into that hip socket. Lower that left foot down to meet the right, downward facing dog. So let's tiptoe those feet up just about 5 to 6 inches forward. So you have a short downward dog. Lift your hips high and take your right hand to your left ankle. Look underneath your left shoulder. Feel your hips lift high as you pull yourself towards your legs. Good. Switch sides. Right hand to the earth, left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Look underneath your right shoulder. Lift your hips high. Good. And release. Walk your hands forward. Lower your knees down towards the earth. Sit your hips back towards your heels. And then shift your legs to either side. Extend your right leg out long. Take your left foot to your right inner thigh. Square your hips towards your right foot. Take an inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold over your right leg. Pull yourself in towards your leg. So reach through your heart with your inhale, shoulders back. And as you exhale, equally fold over that right leg. Feel your left hip press down to the earth. Good. Inhale, reach your arms back up to the sky. Use your core to switch sides. So extend your left leg, right foot to the inside of your left inner thigh. Turn towards your left toes, big breath. And exhale, forward fold over that left leg. Square your shoulders off. So your right shoulder, it likes to kind of lift up and out of this. Just drop your right shoulder down so that you come forward towards your leg. Lean through your heart. Inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale, rise back up, reach your arms to the sky. This time, exhale, hands down to the earth. Shift your hips back. Take your feet together, knees open out wide for butterfly pose. So we're gonna do a little bit different here than butterfly pose. So take the backs of your hands to the inner hip pockets. So you kind of create some little chicken wings here. Now take your elbows in towards one another. Take your knees to press your elbows towards one another. So you're lifting your knees up. Come to your degree. You should feel a deep stretch in the rotator cuff and even through the shoulder blades as well. You can kind of move a little bit like a chicken here. Let your knees lift up a little bit, pull your elbows in, and just feel a nice stretch through the shoulders. Good, gently release. Let's take our hands around our feet and circle your shoulders out. Lift up through the crown of your head, big breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward, let your elbows press your knees away, heart melts towards your toes. Butterfly pose. Let your shoulders drop down and away. Heart reaches forward, hips down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Go ahead, inhale, rise up. Scoot your heels forward to the top of your mat if they're not already. Hips all the way up towards your heels. Reach forward and begin to roll down onto your back. Keep your knees opening out, feet together. Recline butterfly pose, palms face up by your sides. Take a big breath in through the nose. And exhale it out the mouth. Let it go. Now take your knees together. Extend your legs up towards the sky. Wrap your right leg around the left. Bend your knees. Reach for the outer blades of your feet. So your left hand will find your right foot. Your right hand will find your left. Close your eyes. Pull your heels towards your hips. Feel that nice stretch through the outer hip. Shoulders relax down. Good. Now release the feet. Extend your legs towards the sky. Switch sides. So your left leg comes over the right. Bend both knees. Reach for your feet. And pull your heels close towards your hips. So remember, your right hand grabs a hold of your left foot. Your left hand grabs a hold of your right. Your left leg should be on top. Your tailbone on the ground. Your shoulders on the ground. Head and neck on the ground. Beautiful work. Release your feet. Extend your legs to the sky. Reach your arms high and let's just shake it out. Shake it out. Let that nice simple inversion release the blood from the feet, from the hands. Maybe even roll the wrists out, roll the ankles. Releasing fluid retention, lactic acid. Bring fresh oxygen to the lungs. Give the heart a nice rest. Okay, let's hug our knees in towards our chest. Give them a squeeze. Forehead towards the knees. Deep breath in. Squeeze up, and then as you exhale, let everything go. Toes drop out. Palms face up. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Let go of all control of the breath. Let go of all control of the body and just melt in towards your mat. Take whatever you need to be comfortable here. Now, if you have the gift of time, you may stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. In fact, I encourage you to stay in this space. But if you know that you need to move about with your day, begin to make some gentle movements in your fingers and toes. Begin to roll off onto one side or the other, coming into a fetal position. Keep your eyes closed as you crawl up into an easy seat. Take your hands to heart center, bow your chin. Reflect back on the intention you made at the beginning of class. And if you didn't have a clear intention, Maybe you have one now that you can bring with you throughout your day. Honoring the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Namaste. So thank you for practicing with me. Our next class is on Sunday at 8 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. If you liked this class and you do want to get more alerts and subscribe, go ahead and hit that little bell so you do get alerts. Hit the like button and let me know what you want to see in class. Hit me a DM and I'll be on Instagram as well at Katie Marie Yoga. You can find me there. So thank you so much and aloha.